Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is going to be our first frog review from that Tackle Warehouse order that I picked up about 2 weeks ago. And this is the Evolve Teknik series Nervous Walker frog. And they used to have two frogs. Now they only have just this one. I've been to their website and I don't know what the other one was called, but now they only have this one soft body frog. So there's going to be a few things that we want to hit on the frog reviews altogether. We're going to want to hit things like how soft the material is versus durability of the frog, the skirt/leg material. Also, we'll want to go over hookup ratios and things that contribute to a good hookup ratio, and then just overall details of the lure. So there's going to be some things that I want to go over. It's going to be a lot more in-depth than that Copper's Life Target frog review that I did a couple years ago. That was one of the first reviews that I ever did, so we'll try to make the review better than that. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so the Nervous Walker frog. It comes in one size, like I said. It has a length of 2.5 inches, a weight of 5/8 of an ounce. Obviously, it's a topwater frog, so it's going to float. Ideally, it'll float. If it gets caught up with a whole bunch of water, it'll start to sink. So let me show you my measurement here. This is a big frog compared to a lot of the other frogs that are out there. From the ring in the front to the rear without the skirt material, it's about 2 7/8 inches, and then the skirt material is approximately, it's about 2.5 inches long. The skirt material is, so it's a little bit shorter than the Copper's Life Target, what comes standard on the Copper's Life Target. This one hasn't been cut at all. This one hasn't been cut at all. The skirt material on the Nervous Walker frog, I found it kind of interesting that on this one, this is the ghost color. It came with, outside of just having the two colors, which is not what I'm talking about here, but it only came with 15 strands, where the other one came with 20 strands. Well, the number, the actual numerical value, doesn't really mean anything, but when you look at it, it's kind of hard to show up in the camera just by looking at it, but it does seem to be thinner on one. So the inconsistency from frog to frog is something that kind of troubled me a little bit, because I thought that this one looked thinner and then this one looks nice and full. The skirt material on the Nervous Walker is made out of silicone, so they're more square, and the Copper's frog is round rubber, and so is the Spro Bronzeye frog. So kind of give you guys an idea. The Nervous Walker frog is a little bit bigger than the Bronzeye 65 frog there. Give you guys a comparison of what they look like there. And then here's the Copper's Life Target. Now, if you guys remember my fishing video that I was fishing with the Nervous Walker frog, you guys can remember me talking about how similar these two frogs are. And I would really be shocked to find out that these were from a different mold, because these have the same exact details on them. You can see that here on the corner here, where the arm meets the body, you can see that it has these little wrinkles in the body that are molded into the body. It's the same exact wrinkles there, and even on the side here where it has the dimples. See if we can get a better look at that. There we go, that's a little bit better. But even the dimples, down to the dimples, the fingers of the arms on there, it's the same frog is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Now the material of the frog might not be the same. In fact, I feel like the Nervous Walker might be slightly softer. It's negligible, but in my opinion, it might be slightly softer than the Copper's Life Target. So you may get a better hookup ratio off of the Nervous Walker frog, just because it might collapse a little bit easier than the Live Target. But here is something that is it could help with hookup on the Live Target over this one, but this one helps keep the water out of it a little bit better than the Live Target, and that's this hole that the hooks go through. If you look closely enough, you can notice that the hole where the hook actually inserts into the body of the lure or of the frog, you can tell that the hole on the live target there on the left is significantly bigger. Now, what that means is when I crush the frog down like this, it's going to crush down a little bit easier than this one. You can actually hear this one whistle air out of it. Now this one's going to keep water out a little bit better, but as you guys remember me talking about it on the water, this one still takes on water. Now it's not a huge deal, but it does take on water. It doesn't do as good of a job at keeping water out as the snag-proof Ishman Roe frog, which I'll do a review on that one when I'm done with this one. So, but we'll look at the hooks here. You can tell the hooks on the Nervous Walker. They're all big. They're all thick wire hooks. They're all strong. So, you know, to say one is sharper than the other, you know, I've never really been one to say that a hook is sharper than the other, just because hooks are made to be sharp, you know, and they're going to get dulled up with a couple of fish anyway, so that point of the hook is going to round over a little bit anyway. But for the most part, they're all pretty much sharp, and they're all going to be strong. So one of the points about the Nervous Walker that I feel is a little bit nicer, other than that hole being a little bit smaller, is the eyes. The eyes actually have a glued on eye on this one, and so as you can tell, it's a little glossier. So it's on the top of the frog. It really it probably won't make much of a difference to the bass at all what the eye material is and how glossy it is, just because it's on the top. But these are just details that we're going to go over in the review. So the eye is actually glued on eye, where this on the live target, it's actually just painted on. The downfall to that is that if you were to collapse this down, take a look here if I can. You see the eye there? You see it's already lifting off. So I can guarantee you get a few more fish in the boat with this, and you're gonna lose those eyes. So does it really matter? It probably doesn't really matter. So also, there's only 4 color choices in the Evolve Nervous Walker frog. They have Ghost, Leopard Brown, Leopard Green, and Leopard Yellow. That one's the Leopard Yellow, and this one's Ghost. Why do they call it Ghost? I couldn't tell you. There's really nothing ghost about it. You can remember that from my unboxing video. But overall, this is a very, very nice frog, you guys. I really appreciate fishing with it. I had some success with it. The fish seem to really like it. They really like blowing up on it. If you notice that the hooks on them, they're kind of canted inward towards the frog on both the Copper's Live Target and on the Nervous Walker frog. And then on the Spro Bronzeye, they're canted in slightly, but not as much. So, but the Bronzeye 65 frog, it's kind of a different animal altogether, because of the fact that it's slightly smaller than this one, made out of a different material, and it probably has different manufactured hooks on it too. So, I didn't fish with this one a whole lot, but I did fish with this one. You'll notice that the legs on this one, like I said already, are a little bit shorter. They're pretty much already cut down to the length that most of us like to fish them, which is right about at the nose if you were to turn them upside down. If you have your legs right about at the nose, that seems to be the optimal length for most frog fishing. But with this one, the one that I fished with, you see that this one on the right is more even. Well, after I fished with this one, the bass started pulling on it, and they started pulling on the legs. It's not that big of a deal. It makes it easier to replace the legs, I guess. But again, they started to get a little bit uneven there. So I guess my only real gripe about the frog was the fact that on this one frog, not even on the other one that I bought, on this one frog, the legs, they didn't have the same amount of material. So it seemed to be thinner. But the bigger frog, this is, like I said, it's a bigger frog compared to like the 55T of the Coppers. I'll show you a Coppers 55T here and give you an idea. See, there's the 55T there of the Coppers. You really can't even tell which one's the Coppers because they're just so darn similar, you guys. But I know for me that the bigger frog, if you're going to be fishing in heavier muck, that the bigger frog is going to displace more matte material, which is going to get the frog's attention, or get the bass's attention a little bit easier. So, without rambling on too much, let's go over the color. This is called Ghost. Ghost has a yellow and black back. It's pretty much a matted color or a flat color, and then yellow on the side with some red, and then there's the belly of it. That's pretty much the business end of the frogs, so you can tell there. So this one is just called Ghost. And this next color is called Leopard Yellow. Leopard Yellow has this fluorescent green and yellow on the back. The leg material has 3 different colors. It's got a white, a black, and a yellow chartreuse. And then again with the belly. The bellies of both of these frogs are pretty much the same, except for when the bass look at this one, they're going to see that chartreuse in the legs, and this one they're only going to see that black and the white. So there is Leopard Yellow. Last thing I want to go over with you guys is the Coppers doesn't come standard with a rattle, and neither does the Spro Bronzeye frog. This one comes standard with a rattling system, and it's got these 3. I tried to get a peek inside. It looks like they're steel, but on the package it just says that they're internal beads to add extra sound. So whatever kind of material it is, it has 3 spheres inside the body of the frog. So if you get this frog working really good from side to side, you start working it really fast, you're going to actually hear that sound resonating through the mats and the pads and through the water all together, and that'll help get the bass's attention. If you're just kind of pulling it along, then it's really not going to matter if it has any rattles or anything like that. So anyway, there's the Evolved Nervous Walker frog. I hope I hit most of the points that you guys wanted to know about on these frogs without making this video 20 minutes long. That's pretty much what I have to say about the frog. It's a fantastic frog. It'll catch you fish. They pay a little bit closer attention to the details on this one over the Coppers, but still, they're both, the Coppers and the Evolved Nervous Walker frog are fantastic frogs. So check them out if you guys get the opportunity. If you guys like the video, please hit the like button down there in the lower left corner. And if you guys have any experiences with the frog, please share them in the comments. And share your experiences with the frog. That way people can kind of get the idea of what they're buying with what they're getting themselves into with the Evolved Nervous Walker frog. Alright guys, thanks a lot, and stay tuned for the Ishman Rowe poppin', or not the poppin' frog, but the fat frog. It's just fat frog. Thanks a lot.